Welcome YouTube, Ultra695 here, bringing you the first of my Redstone creation spotlights. This build is one of the biggest I've ever done, and well, I'll just show you. You come in here, and yeah, it's a maze. You might think it's like any other type of maze. You come, it's a lever. And voila, it's changed. Now, this creation was made a few versions of Minecraft ago in 1.5, I believe, so it has some outdated mechanics. But I'm still going to go over all of them, and it should be fairly interesting. So we'll start with the control system. You go on, yes, you're going through the maze, you find levers. There are 5 levers in total. Each one you flick changes the state of the maze. Now, the maze is set up so that the only path you have is from the lever you last pulled to the one you have to pull next. This is to keep you from getting lost. So as long as you keep track of which levers you are pulling, then you can never go the wrong direction in this maze. Now, the redstone comes from the output of each lever through some rather complicated wiring. I probably could clean this up, but it works. And it comes over here. All levers are named with a number 1 to 5. The inputs of the levers comes into this block of wiring, which figures out what stage the maze is on. So, the end result of this is that a torch outputs the signal from each lever, and a repeater outputs the inverse. The stage is only on when each test is off. So if any one lever is in the wrong spot, it will override the signal and turn the stage off. So for instance, none of the levers are pulled. So it puts the maze on stage 1, which is the entrance stage. The signal comes down here and goes into the logic board of the maze. Here we have one path for all 12 stages of the maze. And then we have one path for each gate that can open or close in the maze. Each path is labeled with the stages that it is supposed to be closed, and therefore powered. For instance, this sign says it's supposed to be powered on stage 1, and as the maze is on stage 1, it is powered. This logic board works by having a activated line come down. It goes through enhanced length repeaters to try and minimize the time delay, although there's still plenty of that. It comes through. The line turns this torch off, which lets this torch turn on, which will power the line. You have to use this 2-torch system, or else the line will become unpowered, or this torch will become unpowered, and all of the lines that are off will be powering it. It's the same mechanic that makes the detector work, in that one being on will override the signal from any of them being off, which is the important part. So you need the one that's active to be overriding. So each active piston gate, it goes and it finds its way to its piston. I believe it's safe to break through these. So this line is active, and it pushes this piston down, which closes the top half of the door. And on the bottom, this line, which comes from the exact same spot using this little signal splitter, it comes over here, and it pushes this piston up, which closes the bottom half of the door. And this is set for each and every piston that's needed for each stage. So, I'll show you. You flick the first lever, and a bunch of stuff changes. If we'd been more in this area would have heard a lot more piston noise. So let's come over and check the stage identifier. So here, lever 1 is on. Let me go through. And what was stage 1, this torch is now on, which overrides all the off switches and turns the stage off. But this repeater, which was on, is now off, which allows this stage to be turned on. It is only possible for one stage to be active at a time, because each stage has a unique combination of torches and repeaters. So we come down, we go through the logic gate, and this one, it's labeled all but 12. That's me being kind of lazy. That one probably doesn't need to be on right now, but I just have it set. So this one is set to be closed on stage 2. Come over here with some annoying wiring. I'm not actually sure why I decided to do it like that. Could have made it much simpler. So, it's been a while since I made this, so I can't remember exactly why each wiring decision was made the way it was. This activates the piston, which is set to be on stage 2. Now this continues. If you make an invalid combination, somehow, it will deactivate. No stage will match it, so none of those lines will be on, and therefore no pistons will be active, allowing you to reach every lever and fix the maze. So this prevents the player from getting trapped inside of the maze. And that's about all with the mechanics. Most of the difficulty in this maze was all this wiring to get the pistons. Now it would be very easy to do this. Rather than having all the wiring, you would have this logic board, and each one would power 2 command blocks, which would use the set block command to just fill in the door or replace it with air. So each line would just be connected to 4 command blocks. 2 would activate when it was powered on, and 2 would activate when it was powered off. I personally like the piston method as it seems more realistic, and technically you can make this in survival mode, although anyone crazy enough to get all of these resources, they have a lot of time on their hands that could probably be better spent doing other things. That's pretty much it for this creation, though I'll be happy to make and show off more in the future. This is the first of my Redstone creation spotlights, so I'm going to talk a bit about how I'm going to be structuring this series in the future. I'm going to ask each and every one of you with an idea for Redstone creation. This could be from as simple as make a piston-activated revolving door, or make a scoreboard that will automatically divvy up players into teams, to something like this maze, or even more complicated. I will do my absolute best to build it. I will record it as I do so, and will post a video that is a combination of a how to build guide and a demonstration of it working. I will attempt to do this every week, though some larger builds may take longer, and some shorter builds may go faster. I don't know, it's up to the viewers' ideas. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day Minecrafting.